Is this timing? Is this real? Is this real life? Look at Orbit against unu.AiN. My timing couldn't be better. And I hope you appreciate my timing. I would appreciate a follow for the time that I put in right here, right now for you. Orbit against unu.AiN. The scoreline is 8-7 in favor of the Danish squad of unu.AiN, who are now on the terrorist side, and they are making their way to the A bomb site. On the other side, we have Orbit with a 2-1-2 split. Maxi is taking care of middle, and he gets a shot onto Hunden as well. Great stuff to open him up for the CTs. Zillion and Funds, though, come back on the CT side, on the A bomb side, and they will shortly plant the bomb. Zillion gets another shot onto Maxi through the smoke. And now Funds will just spray down into Pyth to take him down to 46 HP through the smoke. 2v4 retake situation in favor of the terrorists. This looks promising for unu.AiN as Pyth puts down SMF with a nice one-click. Sentries chimes in with one as well. Now the terrorists are in some turmoil as Zillion comes out on top of his battle against Pyth. It's a 2v1 situation, and Zillion with 4 kills in this round will take this round alone against the Swedish side of Orbit. unu.AiN are really happy to have him on their squad right now. With those 4 kills, he really saved the day for the Danish squad, as they were struggling at the beginning of the round. They lost their first player to Maxi's one shot in middle, and then Pyth and Sentries suddenly showed up on the retake, taking down 2 players with straight 1 clicks, looking or making it look like the CTs could actually come back into the round. Now let's see what Orbit is able to do with those upgraded pistols. They have 2 Deagles, a 5.7 and a Scout. And of course, Jumpy got taken out by Funds already after taking out the Zillion. And Quidden now coming in with his Deagle. Another one by Quidden. Great job by him. Funds is once again the guy to make a stop to his reign and make it a 2v3 situation. A bomb gets planted, but Funds is down to 4 HP already. And MSL only has a Uzi in his hand, which is more or less weaker than a 5.7 in my opinion. He should try to pick up a decent rifle that one of his teammates dropped earlier. As the CTs are on the retake, MSL is now down to 7 HP thanks to the 5.7 work by Pyth, and Maxi puts down MSL. Now Fun's still in the smoke, puts a stop to 2 CTs, but Sentries is there to take him out with the Deagle, and he's on the defuse already. The defuse will be really close. The bomb is ticking faster and faster. 3 seconds and he won't make it. He tries to run away with that AK, but falls into the pit, and unu.AiN get away with a scare. Orbit already making them sweat in the second half with those Deagle shots. Pyth really, and Quidden of course, got themselves a really good chance of winning that round. Sentries with the last kill, but sadly couldn't defuse the bomb anymore. The Danes come out on top, but they lost a lot of money, and now that they are down to 3 Galils and 2 AKs. If Orbit damages them like they did in the round before, we actually might see the terrorists save if they lose the first rifle round. Now look at Maxi, eager to get that frag onto MSL, I think it is. Yeah, MSL now in some trouble, surrounded by CTs while his squad is capturing the A bomb site. Still no CTs dropped. This might be a dangerous round for the terrorists once again. Now MSL gets the frag onto Quidden without receiving too much damage. Maxi now in a battle, gets out on top of that with a headshot onto Zillion, who dropped his teammate, and MSL still in ladder room, getting another frag onto Jumpy. Maxi now picked up a Galil that he got dropped by the terrorists, and he's waiting for somebody to show up, but Hunden carefully checks his corner and gets a frag onto Maxi. Sentries with the CZ75 couldn't do more against SMF, and unu.AiN will win 3 rounds in a row, even though they almost lost one of them, and make it 11-7. Remember, the first half was played already, and Orbit did a good job on the terrorist side, but they need to follow it up with the CT side right now. unu.AiN on the other side are struggling right now with their money. They have lost 5 players in the second round. And if Orbit manages to win this round, they could potentially, well, they could force a force buy onto unu.AiN and then make them save in the following round already. Orbit with the AWP, of course, in the hands of Maxi. He is the go-to guy with the scope. He's checking out middle, not seeing anything. And I Guess he caught a glimpse. There it is. Hunden goes down through the scope, and another one by Maxi. Great job by him. Then he goes down to Asilian, but he did his job nonetheless. 4v3 situation in favor of the CTs. In this important round, Orbit starts off nicely thanks to the AWP player. And I can't praise him enough. I saw him in the 99 damage arena last Monday. And he was doing a good job over there already. Of course, in the 99 damage arena number 3, he was putting up a stellar performance for his team. And Orbit actually won $1,750 in that 99 damage arena. Now Asilian draws it back thanks to a frag onto Jumpy. Funz surprises Quidden, who should have gotten out on top of that battle. Funz down to 28 HP, and the terrorists are planting the bomb. Another 2v3 retake situation for Sentries and Pyth, and they almost pulled it off with pistols. Now let's see if they can pull it off with rifles and a smoke, a flash, and a decoy nade for the CTs. SMF gets the first spot. He should get the frag, and Pyth goes down, but SMF is down to 6 HP. Funz is basically a one-shot as well. Sentries is on the prowl for the kill, but Funz with great positioning gets out on top of that battle and makes it 4-0. Once again, the Swedes make the Danes sweat, but unu.AiN are now up 12-7. And the CTs need to save, so we will probably look at a 13-7 scoreline before the CTs can buy rifles again. And this puts a lot of pressure on the Swedish side of Orbit. But maybe I have called it a day too soon, as Jumpy gets the opportunity. Hunden just evades that. Gets out luckily. And MSL has some trouble against Jumpy there, puts him down nonetheless. SMF with a nice headshot onto Quidden. Makes it a 3v5. Orbit with the last hopes on the shoulders of Sentries again. And Pyth is in there as well. Maybe we will see another 2vx situation. Depends on Maxi's effort. As the terrorists are making a move towards the B bomb site right now, it's left completely open by the CTs. Orbit has focused on the A bomb site, where Asilian is running around trying to get a few frags and of course keep the CTs on the A bomb site and allow his teammates to safely plant the bomb over at B. And now the rotation will happen by the CTs. The call came out, the bomb was planted, and Asilian is hanging around in the middle. He catches himself a headshot, goes down to Pyth, and it's Sentry and Pyth against 4 again. Briefly it was against 5, now they are up in a 2v5 situation. Pyth has picked up the AK and he wants to save that for the next round, of course, but MSL is already inching forward into Sentries, gets him killed easily, and Pyth is now on the A bomb site trying to hide away in the last corner. The bomb will blow up and he will probably be able to hold on depending on MSL's effort. MSL opens the door and runs in. That's not the best move to make in the last second, as you know, the door is a big flag you're waving around. I will enter this room in a second. Pyth already had his finger on the trigger and just needed to pre-fire that corner. MSL was still running in there, throwing his rifle away. unu.AiN don't care about the money right now. They are up 5-0, and now they are down a man as the CTs are going for a double AWP setup. Still, Jumpy was the one to get the frag. The rest of the squad, however, makes his way to the B bomb site, taking out Maxi on the way. And Pyth is the last man on the B bomb site now, calling in for the rotation by his teammates. They are still not on the scene yet, as Pyth is holding on to his angle. The terrorists are waiting and make the CTs doubt their play and doubt their rotation. Now look at Jumpy going out for the information, checking out if there is any more action in middle and in connector area, and he will enforce that call or reinforce that call that Orbit made. There is nobody around at A. You can stay at B, just hold your angles, brace yourself, and there is Pyth getting the headshot onto MSL, following it up with a frag onto Funz. And Asilian is the one to pull it back to a 2v3 situation, but the CTs are in a good position. Jumpy is moving in from behind as well. And Asilian and SMF need to hurry up if they want to make it happen. They only have 25 seconds on the clock, and Jumpy is moving in. Jumpy with the first frag there onto Asilian, and Quidden takes his opportunity. He's not waiting for it twice. SMF goes down, Orbit on the board. with their first round in the second half, making it 13-8. And of course, Orbit is under heavy pressure right now. And this round was a round that could have made other teams doubt themselves so much that they actually could have re-rotated towards A. Luckily for Orbit, they stayed in their position and just waited for the Danes to make their move. Now Jumpy waits for MSL to make his move. And MSL makes his move to the grave. 5v4 situation. Early frag for the CTs will of course make it so much easier for them. And the terrorists still know there's somebody around at middle. And they need to check every single corner if they need to, or if they want to capture that part of the map. And Jumpy takes the off angle but misses all of his shots onto Hundin, who gets the AK kill rather easily. 4v4 situation and a pause called in the freeze time. Let's see if unu.AiN can still make it happen. They got it back to a 4v4 situation, but Pyth is now on fire. He's picking up those frags after the reconnect and the server switch. It looks like Pyth finally got his head into the game after he had a weak first half. Maxi now chimes in with one as well, missing another shot there onto Funds, however. And allowing the terrorists to enter the bomb site from both directions. The CTs are there with 2 people already, and there is Maxi recovering and getting Funds sentries with his AWP. Made it count on SMF. And Pyth says that there's somebody DDoSing him. So he needs a pause, and right at that moment when he finally gets himself in the game with 6 frags in the second half. He only had 4 or 5 in the first, I guess. And maybe he came up to 8 frags or something. Still not a number that you would expect from a player like Pyth. You would expect some 10, 12 frags in one half at least. Now he had 6 frags on the board and needs to reconnect. Maybe this is the key to unu.AiN now getting back on track after they gave away 2 rounds to Orbit. Now they are saving, but Pyth needs to reconnect. He's probably annoyed by the DDoS, and you know, Orbit had him step up in so many rounds right now that I actually think they kind of rest their hopes on his shoulders a little bit. And if he doesn't show up after this reconnect anymore, Orbit could run into some really big trouble. You know, CSGO is still a mind game, and it's still up to the nerves of the players if they perform or not. Yeah, and really, you can't blame Freddy. Season has got a major overhaul on the looks. And as I said before, when there were barely no viewers, it looks like a Call of Duty map to me right now. With all those windows and the architectural fanciness. So I'm just reading through the chat real quick, being silent for a second. If you have any criticism, of course you can drop me a private message on Twitter, on Twitch, on Facebook, wherever you like. You can follow me on Twitter just to stay tuned to my future cast. There is some big news coming up in the future. I can promise you that. And of course, I will cover the 99 Damage Masters with $10,000 up for grabs in February. And Naga Jebek, yes, I used to stream on Hitbox as well, and as soon as there are some games that will be streamed on Hitbox, you know, some leagues require you to stream on Twitch, some require you to stream on Hitbox, some want you to stream on Dailymotion, and all that. So if there is a league that wants me to cover on Hitbox, I will be back on Hitbox again with Game Agents TV. And there is some news coming up from that point as well. So Game Agents TV has something in their mind We are still in the kind of planning phase, so it still needs a few weeks to actually take shape. But there will be a lot of CSGO coming from me in the future, as we are still waiting for Pyth to reconnect after his DDoS. He obviously reconnects his router, so he has a new IP address. I hope it's the way it works for him, as in Germany it works like that, and it kind of defends you from any DDoS attacks. So another pause in this qualifier, but let's have an eye out for those Tech 9s in the hands of unu.AiN. The Tech 9 is one of the strongest pistols right now. I have seen so many straight headshots in the 99 damage arena number 4 that it's just amazing how the players control their weapon. At the same time, we have seen so many Deagle one-shots, and 5.7 is coming back as well, and of course the P250. And of course the P250 is a viable weapon as well, thanks to the CZ75 nerf. And it's just really nice to see all those pistols back in play after the lengthy CZ75 brain. It kinda got boring, in my opinion, to see the CZ75 being used so many times as a Deagle shoulder peek followed by a one-shot headshot into an AWP player or something is way more exciting than somebody waiting on a corner just to spray somebody down with 12 bullets in 1 second, basically. And yay, I've got a kill in a save round. Am I not awesome? So that's CZ75 for you. And now it's like back to skill-based CSGO like it should be. And I really embrace that change. And there is, yeah, Hunden's long best of 1. So we can take another quick look at the game of LGB against Deponerat, whatever that means. I will switch back to the other overlay real quick and then connect to the other GoTV server. And there we are again. Brief wave, okay. Put on the camera, let's wave for the viewers. Welcome everybody, by the way. I am the Boo from Germany, and this game seems to be over. Yeah, no. 10-9? Looks like we have another server problem on the other game. So let's switch back to unu.AiN against Orbit. If you want to see more of me, and if you want to hear more of me, more CSGO action on my channel, just follow me on Twitter. You should find the link down below in the Twitch description. And if you want to support me financially, you can drop me a donation if you want to. It would enable me to buy a new PC to be able to stream in 60 FPS and of course with anti-aliasing enabled, which would make my stream look so much better. And yes, the unpause. Finally, Pyth made it back after he reconnected his router to the internet. And we will get to see some more CSGO. Orbit just picked up the pace a little bit. Fought their way back to a 2-5 scoreline. And partly to Pyth as Sentries blows up 3 with a nade in the beginning of the round. Hunden and Funds the only ones standing on the B bomb side. What a great double nade that was by Sentries. And the no-scope of the AWP to follow it up onto Funds. Sentries now on the prowl for the ace against unu.AiN in the FACEIT League qualifier. Let's see if he can actually find Hunden, who is hiding away. Sentries has a rough idea, but Hunden is coming up from behind onto Pyth. Now Sentry is still on the prowl. Hunden was spotted by him. The CZ 75. There is the ace. Sentries blowing up 3 terrorists, getting 1 AWP no scope and a CZ 75 frag in 1 round. Great start after that lengthy pause for Orbit. Straight in the face of the Danish squad of unu.AiN. And now, of course, the Danes are back on rifles. And that 3-man nade was only possible thanks to the lack of armor on the terrorists, of course. Now still double AWP set up by the CTs, Maxi and Sentries. Maxi already showed us what he's capable of with that scope in his hands. But unu.AiN is on the A bomb side with 5 players. The CTs already coming in from behind. They have 2 players pushed up into middle and 2 on the A bomb side. Kind of having a wraparound motion on the terrorist. Pyth is still hesitating. He still doesn't know that everybody of the unu.AiN squad is piled up in front of A, ready to execute on the bomb side. And Pyth will shortly spot the first ones. If he goes a few steps further, he just missed it. And now he's calling it for the backstab as Funds and MSL open up the bomb site for the terrorists. Asilian drops Pyth as Pyth got the frag onto Hunden, making it a 4v2 situation. And unluckily for Orbit, Pyth wasn't able to step it up at the right moment. He was a little bit too late and everything was settled again. The bomb is planted. Sentries and Maxi will hold on to their rifles as they are the most expensive ones in the lineup, and they know they can't possibly make it out on top of a 4v2 retake with AWPs in their hands. Maxi already hiding, Sentry's already hiding away, and Maxi just now joins him. unu.AiN on the other side is not feeling too confident on the money, so they are not actually overextending themselves to get those rifles removed from the CTs, and they stay back, rather take their own AKs to the next round instead of risking to have to buy up in the next round. 6-3 now. unu.AiN get back after that amazing round by Sentries. They show the Swedish side that they are not easily disposed of on the terrorist side, making it a 14-10 scoreline. Now Asilian moves into the A bomb side, drops Jumpy, even though Jumpy was in a better position. Asilian is down to 26 HP, but still the damage is dealt. And the CTs need to rotate 2 players into the A bomb side, leaving the middle open for grabs for the terrorists. And MSL and Hunden are thinking about capturing middle together, while the rest of the squad is lining up yet another A attack against Maxi and Quidden. And Maxi moves forward, he misses a crucial shot, still squeezes out that shot onto SMF with the pistol. Great effort by Maxi despite the miss on the AWP shot. He got himself at least 1 with the pistol. Now Quidden is alone on the A bomb side. He gets himself the kill onto Hunden, but MSL is coming in from behind, making it a 2v3 situation. Asilian is down to 26 HP still. And if Pyth finds the nade frag onto him, this would be really good for the CTs. Pyth gets a nade frag, as I said, and makes it a 2v2. Orbit needs to move in with the retake. Sentry's missing a shot, going down to MSL, but the refrag by Pyth is real. It's a 1v1 situation. Funds against Pyth, and Pyth still is burning hot, and he tries to nade Funds out of his position. Now a flash coming out, and the bomb is taken faster. Funds peaks too early, and Pyth gets the kill on the defuse already, and he will make it in time for Orbit to just stay alive for another round and close the gap to a 14-11 scoreline. Now the Swedes are really happy to have Pyth right now. The reconnect didn't hurt him in his performance. He didn't really perform up to the expectations in the first half, but now he's really coming up huge with that 1v1 situation, and maybe Funds kind of got ahead of himself. He thought the bomb wouldn't be possible to be defused anymore, and he peeked too early, allowing Pyth to get the kill and the bomb defused from the same position. And of course, Funds will be kicking himself, but unu.AiN still has 4 more chances to win that game in the next rounds. But maybe they have wasted their chances. Maxi now shines up with 2 AWP frags to open it up for the CT squad. Now quitting in a hefty battle with FACEIT. FACEIT gets a kill with the AK and takes care of his back as well. He expects Maxi to move around, and the terrorists have a 2v1 situation. They come out on top. FACEIT with his second frag, making it a 3v3 again. unu.AiN cling on to this round. They don't want to have the Swedes on their back. They don't want to have them too close. And we are talking about the scoreline. And I think FACEIT spotted the head of Jumpy over there. Puts a few bullets in his direction, taking him down to 63 HP, and now has a great shot. FACEIT with the headshot onto the AWP player of the CTs. Now Sentries and Pyth once again in a 2v3 situation. The two guys almost made it happen in a pistol save, and Pyth of course stood out in the last round, winning that 1v1 situation. Now FACEIT already spots Sentries. Pyth gets the kill onto Hunnen. It's a 2v1 situation. FACEIT on the ace, and Funds is baiting. Pyth gets the kill onto Funds as FACEIT in a 1v1 against Pyth. FACEIT down to 12 HP. The bomb about to blow, and FACEIT with the ace onto Pyth, saving the day for unu.AiN and making it 15-11 for the Danes. Another ace in this matchup. Even though we have so many pauses, the players just stay on top of their performances. FACEIT now in a rifle round, coming out on top of Orbit with a great performance. Taking out Jumpy was one of the most crucial shots in this round. He had him lined up and he got him killed as well. Orbit now, of course, with the last effort. 3 rifles, a FAMAS, an M4A1 and M4A4, and 2 5.7s in the hands of the CTs. And Sentries makes himself look good with 3 kills on the terrorists as they approach the B bomb site. FACEIT with the refrag, but it's a 2v4 situation already. As FACEIT gets another frag onto Pyth, he's still burning hot. Jumpy with the refrag, however, making it a 3v1. Now Hunden with a huge task. He knows that the CTs are coming in to get him killed, and they just need to peek him at the same time. That's what they do. Jumpy is the decoy, and Maxi gets a kill. Orbit with another round on the board, making it 5-7 in the second half, and an overall score of 13-15. And now look at the economy for unu.AiN. Wasting the opportunity. Now they need to save, and Orbit has a chance to close the gap to only 1 more round before the terrorists can buy up again. And it won't be the strongest of their buy situations. Hunden though with a Tech 9 headshot onto Pyth and a kill onto Maxi makes it a 5v3 situation. Drops 2 rifles and enables his teammates to pick them up as well. Now Quidden is lucky to dispose of Hunden, who was really on a roll in this round. Now Jumpy shows up with a kill onto FACEIT, holding on to the A bomb site against the rest of the terror squad. Quidden shows up with 3 frags, 4 in the round and 3 on the entry of the terrorist squad. Orbit clawing their way back into this round after having lost the edge, thanks to Hunden's 2k with a Tech 9. Making it 7-6 in this half and a 14-15 scoreline overall. And as I said, no, it's not 14-15. Wait. It's 14-13. Haha. So still a few more chances. My math is actually not as good as the strategy of the terrorists right now. Opening up the A bomb set with 2 kills onto Maxi and Quidden. and capturing the weapons as well, allowing them to probably at least plant the bomb. Basilian now takes care of Jumpy as the bomb plant comes in. SMF is scoping up onto sentries, who is moving up once again together with Pyth, the two people that are always standing as the last man. Pyth with a frag as SMF puts down sentries. It's a 1v3 situation. Pyth still kicking like a dog that he shot in the leg. He's still kicking around, biting whatever hand is reaching out for him. Hunter goes down, and there is SMF with a tech 9. And it actually was 15 to 13. I kind of got really sidetracked there. unu.AiN with the win against Orbit, even though I exposed my math is not the best in the world. Yeah. 16 to 13 was the final score in favor of the Danish squad, who will move on to the semi-final and meet up with, I don't know, as the brackets are still not working for me. I will give you the information in a second. Now let's give my voice a small break.